Okay, let's call this meeting to order. So welcome everybody, and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We have two additions to the agenda. Okay, we have the seniors, the bus, and NDCAP. And we are going to need to have an executive session at the beginning of this with the treasurer. So that's what we have with us. I have no remarks. Open public comment for items not on the agenda. Okay.
Sandy? Hi, Sandy?
Yes, hi.
Hi. I just wanted to give you a quick update on delinquent taxes.
Okay.
We have a couple of 3 properties that have come to that time that we are going forward with a tax sale. We haven't had one in a very long time. And we have a couple that the attorney is moving forward. Whether that will happen or not, that's yet to be seen, but it will probably be sometime shortly after town meeting time. They're finalizing all that work now, the warrants and notifications and everything. Also have 3 properties that are at probate now, and those are coming to an end as well. There's hearing dates. I've been notified or subpoenaed on those as well. So I think they've been kind of long-standing too, and they're coming to an end, I believe. So as we have hearing dates on them. So I just wanted to give you an update.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, gee, let's see. Hold on a second. Okay. Let's see this. Yes. Two. This one here. And then. What's the adjournment? Which one was okay? That should be.
Number 2.
Yes, please.
Madam Chair, I'd like to move that we go into executive session for the appointment or employment or evaluation of a public officer or employee.
With the administrator,
Hmm?
the administrator, the treasurer, and 2 attorneys.
Okay. So we're gonna,
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Judy?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Okay. We are in executive session at 6:34. Thank you. We went into executive session at 6:34, came out at 6:51, no action was taken. And we're on to the department quarterly report, Mr. Deal.
Alrighty, thanks for having me. It's been a little bit since I've been here for a quarterly report, I think June or July, so it's more like a 6-month report. I'll try to keep it somewhat brief, there's a lot of people here tonight, but I guess we'll move back into the fall. Soccer season wrapped up the first weekend in November. We had 87 kids participate. Wrapped it up with an end of season jamboree in Berniston. We should thank the Berniston Rec Department for that. They did a great job. There's 40-something teams come to Berniston at one time. And so that's a lot of people, a lot of kids, a lot of families, and they're very organized, and it goes very smoothly. They put a lot of time into that. We had our annual trunk or treat. There were 24 families who took the time to decorate their trunks. We had approximately 200 trick-or-treaters come hang out for the evening, so great time there. In November, we held our annual turkey shoot. We had 38 teams. That's a basketball free throw shooting contest. We're not actually shooting any turkeys. but it sounds good. In December, we had our annual Home for the Holidays craft fair. December 6th and 7th, there's 53 vendors that participated, which is the most we've ever had. We had another 10 or 15 on a waiting list. Thanks to the vendors who donated to our raffle, we were able to raise $1,100 towards rec programming, in addition to the vendor fees for being there, but the raffle was just a fundraiser that through their donation, so that was wonderful for them to do that. We did hold our Christmas crafts program. We had 56 kids sign up for that, which is roughly 40% of the school population, so that's pretty cool. We tried to set the longest construction paper chain in Vernon history, which we came up just a little bit short. We ended up with the third longest one ever at 417 feet. So you'd have thought that the kids had, lost the most important thing in their life. What did we get? What did we get? I'm like, 417, that's really good. They're like going down, leaving with their heads hung, I'm like, oh, come on, guys, we just had a great time. But it is pretty cool to see that, because it's you have kids that are kindergarten through 6th grade, and they all come together and work like tirelessly for like that hour that we do that, and they get along fantastic. You wouldn't think it would be a recipe for like that type of success. We give them a whole bunch of candy first, and then but they really do an awesome job, and it's really fun to see. So we're into basketball season right now. We have 90 kids signed up in K through 6th grade basketball. We'll be holding our annual invitational basketball tournaments late February. Anticipate 20 to 24 teams competing over what will be 3 weekends now, because we have so many teams. We've had to extend it into an additional 3rd weekend. The preschool is as busy as ever, 24 students, some new families, some families that have been here before, so it's a pretty cool dynamic there. After school program has 32 families that have utilized the program so far this school year. We hold open gym on Saturdays, just for, it's -8 degrees out, people need someplace to go do something. So on Saturdays, we typically have 20 to 40 people participate on our open gym. Wednesday night's pickleball night. We have 4 to 10 players each evening in the gym with that. Monday and Wednesday evenings, we have a fitness class. Again, probably 4 to 10 participants each evening. And then in terms of the business side of things, revenue budget-wise, things look to be pretty good on track. I mean, we still have half the year left here, but we're in a solid place there. And then the ARPA projects are just about all complete. We have a couple finishing touches to do on the bathroom renovation project that'll be done in the spring. We'll finish up some of its painting, smaller stuff that you can't do right now. So, but we've wrapped up those, and I think we're in a good spot there. So that's what I have for you.
Wow. Board, any questions?
Oh, sounds great.
Cool.
Good report.
Brandon? Jim? It's tiring. Thank you very much. Very good.
Excellent.
Okay, approval of minutes, January 7th, and the special meeting on the 15th.
I have a question on the January 7th. Under the cemetery deed, it says Jim Pinkerton motions to J. Carr. Seconds.
Which one was that?
The cemetery deed one.
Okay.
So just have to get the
To
actual
approve, yeah.
motion in there. I think that's all I saw.
I have another correction on the second page.
Okay, motion.
That's it.
That's it.
I move that we approve the regular select board meeting minutes of Tuesday, January 7th as corrected.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Abstain.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. January 15th.
Probably should say select board special meeting. It says regular meeting up top.
Yep. It was actually, was it special or emergency?
No, I think it was special, it was 48-hour notice.
24.
24.
48's regular. 2 days for regular.
Emergency is less than 24, 48 is special. And then if you can get it within the 5 days, then it's regular.
So I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as corrected. Don't all speak at once.
Second.
No,
So
that
moved.
wasn't a motion. So moved.
Okay. All
So
right.
moved, second.
Yeah, who's seconding it here?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, warrant.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve payment of the following warrant. 14T Accounts Payable, $44,253.82. 1S Payroll, $13,187.55. 2S Payroll, $11,128.71.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Oops, aye.
Motion carries. Okay, Seth, up again.
All right. I'm here to seek that you guys appoint Adam Rittenhour to serve on the Recreation Board. That comes at the recommendation of the Recreation Board. I think Adam would be fantastic to work with. He has a young son in kindergarten and very committed to the area and to Vernon and to the Recreation Department specifically. So we have a vacant spot and we'd love to have him join and work with us.
Now, what's his term? Okay,
Well, I don't know that we've kept track of terms in
okay.
a long, long while.
Okay. Scratch that question.
They just sit till they're gone.
Until they decide they don't want to be on there anymore. Yeah.
I'll entertain a motion to appoint Adam Rittenhour to the Recreation Board.
Madam Chair, I move that we appoint Adam Rittenhour to the Recreation Board.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion or any other interest? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Highway Department, David, you're up.
Recommend Mitchell Materials for the winter sand, both picked up and have them some delivered.
Can you explain to me how many cubic yards are in a ton?
There is, had that written down, there's 900 tons, which is 1,200 cubic yards.
1,200 cubic yards. That's 1 ton. Wow, okay. That's a no-brainer. Okay, do we have a motion to accept the road commissioner's recommendation with Mitchell Materials?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the road commissioner's quotes for winter sand
Mitchell Materials.
and materials.
Mitchell
Are
Materials.
these two different?
Yeah, he's recommending we go with Mitchell Materials.
Oh,
Do we, okay, the motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, Jeff? Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
aye.
Motion carries. That's good information. Okay, certificate of highway mileage.
Shelley has.
We should all have a copy of that.
Yep.
Maybe no changes.
Yeah, it's
We're still the
pretty
same,
much the
right?
same.
Yeah,
Haven't
it's
had
all
any
the same.
changes.
Yep.
Okay. No changes.
So we'll entertain a motion for the board to approve and sign the certificate of highway mileage.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve and sign the certificate of highway mileage.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Do we just sign one to that?
Yeah. You can just scan it and send it back. Or do you need the original?
Yeah, Tim has to do all his stuff first.
Okay,
Then once that's done, we can send it back.
okay.
Can we do this, the seniors, the van at this time? Does David understand we have a lot of information on that too?
He never sent it to me
Oh, okay.
unless I sent him an email at 3:45 and Linda had talked to him later and he had sent it. But it must have been after we left. But in one of the emails he sent for the 16 passenger, and I'm not sure if it's with this child seats in it, is 124,000.
And you don't know if that included the seats or not?
I'm not sure. There's a notation in there, that's why I'm not sure. The 16 child safety seats built right in, the seats cost $19,840. But is that on top of the 124? I don't know.
So, I'm sorry, seniors, I think we're gonna need to table this till we get, no?
Well, we
Linda?
have 124,000 in the budget already.
Right,
And then, the bus would be sold. So we would have money from the sale of the bus. So I think that even if it included that extra money, we have plenty of money.
or what would you like to do?
I think it's a good idea. The $124,000 matches the price of the bus well, and at $325 a pop for the seats. Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Is that your motion?
I will make a motion that we purchase that bus with the child safety seats.
Do we have a second?
Second, is that clear enough? Like using the capital plan, and we have to say that?
Yeah, we should say that.
Yes.
With
He
funds,
sends me the stuff, I can get it to Shelley, and she can get it to all you guys. And if I gotta come back to the next meeting, I'll come back.
Okay,
It's hard for me to approve something without knowing the exact amount. We've shut other departments off because we didn't have the exact amount. As much as the support I am of it, it's really hard for me to say.
Jim,
So I had reviewed this. My name is Jemez Joban. I'm a school bus driver. I own J&J Transit, and I'm also a state school bus instructor. So I had reviewed the laws regarding this use of the bus for the preschool. There is a federal law in place that prohibits the use of the town bus, either current or new bus, for student transportation. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. If it's a 11 to 15 passenger bus, or if it's not a school bus or multifunction bus. So the current town bus does not meet that compliance.
so if it was a 16 passenger, it would?
It would not.
It would not.
It would have to be a school bus or a multifunction school activity bus. The seniors can still use it for their
Right,
expenses and whatever they have to use it for, but it would not be able to be used for
preschool.
the student transportation. It would have to be a school bus or a multifunction school activity bus.
Okay, one of the things they said they'd use it for is in an emergency where we had to transport people away from the school
Evacuation.
for earthquake or flood or whatever.
There may be an emergency exemption that
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm
aware
thinking,
of, but
yeah.
for regular activities and regular use, it cannot.
I understand.
Linda?
And I agree with, what did you say your name is?
Jamez.
Jamez. And because I was also told that when I asked about the seats the second time, that children could not be put in that kind of a van. It has to be the bus that Jamez said.
Well,
David?
But if Seth wanted to use it in the summer for any programs, he couldn't, because then it's not school children.
well, see, that's the other thing. The
That's the catch-22.
the preschool is a recreation department
Mm-hmm.
function.
But it's funded by the state
Right.
through education.
So it's, okay, so that's the
It's
school.
fund- it's
Got it,
the
okay.
funding- The funding source, it comes back to the funding source.
So I have another comment or recommendation. There is over in New York, a brand new bus, 2025, that is $104,000 that would be in compliance as a multifunction school activity bus. It has bench seats and it has lap belts. So if a child needed a booster seat or some sort of restraint, it has seat belts in it. The other thing is this driver, if they're traveling with school kids, has to be a school bus driver, so they have to have a school bus endorsement. If it's not being used for school purposes, anyone can drive it, but it's a
What size is
15-passenger
it?
van. 15, it is
15.
non-CDL. It does not have a wheelchair.
I think we need another meeting to discuss this.
Yeah,
together.
that's a whole different.
Janess, thank you for your
Thank
input.
you.
All right.
See, we have an expert.
It's scary when kids grow up to be so smart. Okay, NDCAP. Maddie, you're up.
Okay, so I think all of you understand that we still have our nuclear power plant over here, and we still have spent fuel on site. And the NDCAP is the Nuclear Decommissioning Citizens Advisory Panel. A couple of years ago, I came to you and asked for approval for a resident of Vernon to take a second seat on the panel. I am of the first seat. And since we had 2 seats and that gives us 2 votes, it seemed imperative that we fill that seat. And that was great, except the person who was filling that seat now has to resign, and I don't want to let this go, so I have strong-armed Jim Pinkerton, and he has agreed to be the second seat on the panel, which makes me really, really happy because at least we retain our voting, ability. And if things come to a vote, we can at least feel as if we have a say. So what I'm asking tonight is there's a letter that was written. It is to Carrick,
Johnson.
I think it's Robinson?
Johnson.
Who is the new chair of the PUC, and Tony Lushinsky, who is the nuclear engineer for the state of Vermont. I'm asking the chair of the select board to sign this nomination for Jim Pinkerton to join the NDCAP.
Board? Still making, okay.
What's that?
Is that a
Do you
motion?
need a motion?
Yeah, because it's an appointment.
Yes. Madam Chair,
Mhm.
I move that we nominate Jim Pinkerton as Town of Vernon representative to the NDCAP. Is that good?
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in
Gabe.
favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Abstain. Thank
You
you.
can pass it.
Disappear.
Thank you very much. You got a good guy there.
Yeah, I'm just very, very happy that he agreed.
Yes, that's great. Thank you very much.
Okay, Girl Scouts, request to hold a booth sale at voting on town meeting. Who is speaking to this?
I can send it as it is, I just said it.
No, wait.
Nobody. Well, do they need to?
It's a pretty regular thing, isn't it?
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, is Tim okay with that?
I
Is he
will-
aware
I
of
will
it?
send it.
Um,
Thank you very much.
I don't know, he'd have to place them where you want them to be, I guess,
Well,
when he's running his
Well,
voting.
I'd like to
I'd
get it
entertain
in.
a motion to approve the Girl Scouts to hold a booth sale at voting on town meeting day
Anyhow.
with the approval of the town clerk.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Brandon?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Sandy,
Yes.
while Maddie is here, I would like to publicly thank her for the devotion that she has had
Yes.
to taking care of our nuclear.
Thank you very much, Maddie.
Thank you,
You're
Maddie.
awesome.
You've been a constant there.
Well, it's really important to the town.
Yes, it is.
I don't want to see it, fall by the wayside, and then we'll go, we should have been a little bit more
Right.
aware of things.
Yeah.
But
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Computer upgrades?
Okay. So we have 3 more computers that are no longer going to be Windows compatible by October of this year. We have enough money in the budget to upgrade 2 and then 1 in the next budget. So I have a quote from Bill Vernon. To purchase 2, in the amount of $17.64.
So,
Actually, now I look at it, I think we only have 3,000. I think it's gonna go over.
this quote, I'm seeing 1 Lenovo Think Center.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. And that's the whole setup, that's all the hardware and everything for one,
For one,
for one. But I
but-
need 2,
we need to double this.
yes.
And it's,
The last one was $200 less. So it's gonna be
and
$528.
there's money in the,
Yes,
Did you get that call?
in the new budget.
oh, in the budget, not in the capital plan.
No,
No, it
Not
can't be,
capital
in-
plan.
can't be in the capital plan.
no, because,
Choose.
yeah, it's just more of a figure, unfortunately. But it is cyclical. So I don't know if you wanna replace 1 in this budget and 2 in the next budget. But we do need to replace the 3 by October. And that was the last
So
one.
where are you getting it? Technology upgrades?
Technology upgrades, yeah.
3,000.
Where are these going?
One of them is going to be for the assistant treasurer and one for the assistant, town clerk.
Gotcha.
And then we need to, change one in the lister's office, I think for that big map scanning machine. I think we did 2 at the last budget because it was, 1528 each.
So we're about $1,236 short of doing 2 with what we have.
There's 3,000 in there.
We need 2 or 3? I thought
We
it was
need 3, so I was gonna try to do 2 in this budget originally, but the last 2 that we did recently were only 1,500 and change.
Okay.
So we could do 2 in that one budget, past budget.
And then what?
Yeah. Because we've been on a cycle of upgrading them, but now that they're not gonna be Windows compatible for what's gonna be supported. Because we did have a list originally of 5 or 6, and I think we're down to the last 3 now.
Yeah, hardware prices are good, and these Lenovo ThinkCenters come really highly recommended for business environments.
Yeah, that's
This
that's all.
$497 licensing for Microsoft Office.
Yeah.
But the library doesn't have to pay that.
It just seems to keep ticking up.
What is our fund where our excess tax goes?
Unreserved fund balance?
Yes.
Yes, the unreserved fund balance.
Do we know what that balance is?
Oh, it's usually at least 50,000 or at least around there. And if you decided that you wanted to take the difference from that. 'Cause I don't think you've spent anything of the unreserved fund balance. I'm trying to think since in the last 3 years. I don't recall you ever using it.
I think it's only been used
Lenovo
to
one this year.
offset some of the
Price
tax
is gonna go up.
Yeah,
liability
it
of the
is.
town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we ought to get all 3 of them because these are at least for the hardware, the prices are really good. And with the write-ups that Lenovo's been getting, they're gonna go no place but up quickly. So, if we can transfer some funds into that and get all 3 of them, I think it'd be a good idea. Where's the 3rd one going, by the way?
The Lister's office.
Lister, okay, yeah.
So, okay, because 3,500 was gonna be in next year's budget
Mm-hmm. And we could, purchase that one in July.
in July 1st, we can get that one. The 3rd one.
I think he's concerned about the prices going up as the materials to build them are.
Oh, yes, probably will be after yesterday, won't they?
Yeah, where would we transfer the funds from to the tech budget?
The reserve.
What's in the reserve?
Have we spent
Unreserved fund
reserve on
balance.
anything this year?
I don't think so. You could ask Cindy.
Cindy, have we spent anything from the reserve budget this year?
The reserve fund.
Unreserved fund balance.
Reserve fund? I think you're muted, dear.
Have we, from the reserve fund, the only thing that we spent out of that was a little bit of money the year before for some, comp time buyback. We have not done anything this year.
Excellent.
Didn't we use some for taxes?
That was when we added the comp time to,
No, I know.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
to the
now.
budget. Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot about that. Because we didn't have any place to take it from.
Okay.
What is your pleasure, board?
So,
Sarah?
so all 3 of them run 35, 20-ish.
They all the same price?
Yes, yeah, this is pricing for one. It's all the hardware.
That's
and
not, that's,
backup.
21.
That's for two, isn't it?
it's,
Is that
that's
the
only for two.
The
It's got
17.
two backup drives, one on-site, one off-site.
Three of those is $5,292. And we have 3,000,
Is that figure 5 now?
5,292.
Yep. And we have 3K in the
Yeah.
cap fund.
So 2,292.
What do you guys think?
Get all
You've
three.
got the numbers in front of you, Jim, so you can.
Okay.
You have to make the motion.
All right, I'll move that we, do I have to do it in two motions or can I do it all in one? Okay, I'll move that we, take $2,292 out of the reserve fund so that we can spend $5,292 on 3 Lenovo workstations and their parts from Vernon Computers.
Vermouth.
Vermouth Computers. It's easy for you to say.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And aye. Thank you very much. Town meeting warrant. Jean, can I ask you how many library trustees you have?
5.
5. Who's, you have 3 whose time is up this year?
We have 2 whose time is up, and we have 1 person that's filled an unexpired term, so they need to be elected at town meeting to finish that.
Okay, so one of these has to be an unexpired term. So what are the years that they're filling?
Oh,
Is it a 3-year?
Yeah, they were all 3-year.
So the expired terms would be 2028.
Do we have new articles tonight? Here we go.
It's on the second page.
Oh, I didn't realize those were blank, darn it. They had sent me those years, because I don't have any for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
One has gotta be, yeah, this is not right.
No, that's
One
just
has gotta
like
be
blank.
an unexpired.
I can go back and put that information in.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Because I'm only guessing it's 26, but I
That's
think
right.
it's 2026 for the unexpired.
Was it Doug Rosen?
I couldn't tell you because there's been so many moving parts.
Okay. I didn't ask that question.
No, I don't know. I can't tell you.
right.
In Article 1, we've got we've got your seat, 3-year term, we've got my seat, 2-year term,
Yep.
and
And
we
then
don't have Jeff's
we have to
listed
have another one.
under Article 1.
Okay. I was waiting for that information from the town. Is that a 2-year term?
3,
Is that
isn't it?
the third one?
No.
You were in
I'm
3?
a 3.
I'm a 3.
You're a 2. I'm a 3.
Okay, so there's a 2 years.
So is it 2 years?
Mhm.
Okay.
Dark home Wendy daughter.
You can't ignore that one.
Locked in here.
So that's 3 2-year terms.
No,
No,
2 2-year terms.
Two
Yeah.
3 1-year terms.
Brandon and Jeff. Other 2 years.
and you're at 3.
Looks good.
And Jeff's is a remainder of a term, right?
Right.
Doesn't inspire. We don't
And
have to
it's just a remainder, Jeff, it's not like a long time.
Plan with board.
You will wait, you can put them. What is your pleasure, folks?
So I have a question, so if we approve this as, this is what's gonna, just wanna go out, we're not gonna add anything to it?
No, without it, no, we're not. Although they have until when to petition?
Monday, I do believe. Yeah, Monday afternoon. So I'm waiting on Tim to give me the details of the rest, but this is more for the
And if they
appropriation.
petition, then we have to have a special meeting to add them to the line.
Okay.
We will have an increase on Article 12. I'm waiting to hear from Carol.
Yeah, I wondered about
You-
that.
yes.
Have to see if Bill
It's
will
gonna,
then.
it's gonna be at least 50, but she was waiting to hear from the utility assessor.
To cover that assessment.
Well, because we've had issues
Mm.
in the past with the mediation and all that, and it just eats up that budget
Very quickly.
very quickly. So she mentioned putting in 50,000, but she wouldn't have a solid figure. I was hoping to have that today. But I haven't heard from her.
So what's the deadline on getting this approved? Because we don't even have any real numbers.
I'll have everything Monday. I should have everything from the school Monday as well, and from Tim.
Okay, and that will fill in Article 19.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting Article 2, what, Friday? The school budget,
Yes. No, Monday.
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 Or do you want to meet Monday night or Tuesday to have a completed one?
I got one other question. Cindy, have you had a chance to look at this?
Have I had a chance to look at what?
The warning.
The warning for the town meeting?
No,
No, I have not.
Okay.
it's a draft, and I've
We can get a copy to her.
She needs to-
Well, some of these numbers she
needs
might,
to get. You need to get her a copy.
might be able to punch up.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so do you want to have a special meeting for us to sign it?
Oh, yeah, I love special meetings.
Which is it better for you guys, Monday or Tuesday?
I'm good both days.
On Monday would work better for me.
That's the first
Monday.
Monday, okay.
Talking
Yep, works.
like at 6:30 or
Whatever time. You can meet during the day if you better.
We can do that. Whatever works for everybody.
Lunchtime, guys? What do you think? No?
Yeah, anytime, unless it's not Tuesday.
Okay, should set it up for Monday. And Shelley will get us the time during the day.
During the day?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So you
table.
just do that
Are we gonna do the morning or an afternoon?
morning.
Morning,
Late,
Kids
late
leave.
morning, please.
11-ish.
11ish.
Does that work?
Would it have to be after 10? 10:30?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What Okay.
10:30?
10:30, Monday morning? Okay.
All right, request for appropriation funding. You have a bunch of them in your packets, and Shelley has them all listed out for us too.
Okay, so first article I had this, for the Governor Hunt House, is that was going to be a new article. Long time coming.
So is it gonna be a separate article, or?
Yes,
Okay.
that's gonna be a separate article.
GHH?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 21, you're saying? Just the whole separate article?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want them all separated for simplicity, or do you want them all grouped together? Because then I think it complicates.
The year that we separated them, they voted to put them all back together. The year before, they had voted to have them separate.
So I think we separated them
Whatever you
last
do
year.
will be wrong.
Okay, well, what is the pleasure of the board?
All
What's your
together.
preference?
Together.
So you're saying that they'd either say yes or no to the whole block?
No, Tim provides a ballot, and it has each one of these on it,
Okay.
and they have check yes or no for each one.
You're on a page ahead of you. So we're not,
So we don't have to read them out one by one by one.
so we don't have to go through them at town meeting one by one by one. You're saying by Australian ballot,
No, it's by paper ballot
by paper ballot at town meeting?
at town meeting.
Okay.
I'm not sure that really allows enough discussion, questions.
Well, technically, they have a right to, I believe the article used to say, it can be raised or lowered, or taken out. And with a paper ballot, you can't do that.
Well, the reality is, from my perspective, just because we have it on here is not an endorsement or from the
Right.
select board, not. It's putting it out to the town for
For their
Mhm.
decision.
their decision. So it may make sense to have them separated out. Gene, I think you're probably,
You know, some people have been able to get up and really clarify
yes.
that are from these groups, because otherwise the judgment could be clouded.
Yeah, just separate. Yeah, it's fine. Your pleasure board, shall we just, and do you want to put all of them on it? You don't have to put them on it. I like visiting nurses in hospice, it's 0.
Yeah, I think they only do like child vaccinations or something.
But they didn't put any amount down.
So, wasn't there a letter from them though about that?
Last year we got some heat for having them on there, but again,
Yeah.
they're asking, we're putting it out to the townspeople to make the decision.
Where did I see it?
3,250.
Is that the one we voted no on last year?
Yes.
It says they provided 50 visits to 4 Vernon residents of all ages and all stages of life. They do hospice and home health care. I didn't hear them.
That's what we heard last year before we started, I think,
Yeah.
is that they don't do.
They did
Not the
provide
same
service to
level.
the whole town.
It's very minimal
I
now.
think they said they didn't provide to us at all.
Yeah, that's what they said in the letter.
They do, but I don't think it's not what they used to do. I think it's like child vaccinations or something.
It says
Something
all
small.
ages of what? All stages and all ages. All stages of
I think I remember
VIII provided
calling
50 visits to 4 Vernon residents. So they're saying that they do serve this community.
Nursing, hospice, Rehab services. I thought someone said their website said they didn't.
Well, I don't know that they would tell us those
If it says
numbers
it's-
if they didn't do it.
I think so.
Yeah, specifically to Vernon, then we probably a lot of at least included for a vote.
I can make a phone call, send an email, get more information for the next meeting.
Yeah, that would
Decide
make
if you
sense.
wanna keep it or not, and I can very quickly add it or remove it.
I've had occasion to deal with the hospice part of that, and it was really helpful.
It is.
It was amazing. And I vowed if I ever had a choice, I'd always support them because they helped me out a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying about that clouded judgment.
Good point. Well taken.
I think more information would be great for next week. Clarification. on what they-
Yes.
Yeah, just
How they serve
because
Vernon.
saying that they were challenged last year about
Yeah.
whether they provided services or not.
Yeah, I feel like I made a phone call and they're not providing the same services they used to, to the same extent.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to pause now for the capital plan hearing.
So as presented the last meeting, we only have a few changes. One of them is investment. So we added the historians, painting of the museum. Another cycle for the town garage furnace. For the next one, this one was just replaced. And an increase for the fuel tanks as they've gone up in price. And we also had an increase for one of the highway trucks. Very minor increase. And that was all the changes. And nothing has changed since our last meeting.
Do you have a copy of this?
I do.
Okay. I just want to make sure everybody had a copy.
These copies are on the table.
Yeah, they were outside.
Just too good.
Your copy isn't as big as your copy.
I know, I had one paper, we printed them all big.
I think you might want us to be able to see it well.
Sometimes I do.
And that is all the income that there is from the emergency reserve. It's not reserve, it's emergency. I don't know. Just the emergency capital reserve. Not the ER thing.
You have 37,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm making sure I'm looking at the same one. Okay.
So. Not even in here.
Were any purchases made out of the capital plan this last year?
Just the boiler for the highway.
So,
That was what,
so why is the
11,000.
balance lower than it was last year?
Because I think we have more interest this time around.
The balance is lower this year than it was last year. If we got interest, it should be more. So the balance last year was 1,889,161. It's showing that this year's balance is 1,734,099.
Oh, the overall balance?
Yes, and it should be,
Okay, that I didn't update.
and it should be, you know, if we add in what was added to it from the tax year, it should be 2,418,846 minus whatever the cost to get the boiler. So there's about $683,000 difference.
Totals.
Not accounted for there.
Let's see. Project cost.
Is the balance shown here 6/30/2023 or 6/30/2024?
The balance last year for the 6/2023, according to what was voted on, was 1,889,161. So this balance here is even lower than last year's balance. So if this is just last year's balance, why is it not the same as it was in the town report?
Good question, but same spreadsheet.
You're saying this balance 6/30/2023 column should be the same as town report?
Well, so the town report balance
Yes.
for 6/30/2023 was 1,889,161. So if indeed this is just that the balance didn't get updated for this year, then that should at least match, but it's lower than the balance last year. And it should in fact be $683,000 higher than last year's balance, which would be 2,418,846. Minus the boiler. I don't know the cost of the boiler. So minus the 18 or 20,000 for the boiler.
Do you remember how much the boiler was, Dave?
It's either 13 or 15.
So not significant, not, I mean, in that,
Right.
Yeah.
Not 683,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did they purchase the brush truck?
That was the year before.
Okay.
That was accounted for in last year's capital.
189.
And it doesn't look like any of the notes were updated either on the right-hand side.
889. 161,
Mhm.
not 5.
Oh, 160.
18. 189.
Okay. These notes are- These are the other ones. These are the notes from this year.
It's good to see that we earned some income this year. Hasn't happened in the last few years, so that's a
Yes.
nice
That was
number
nice.
to see.
Wish it was more.
It would be nice, but that's way higher than zero, what it's been for the last, which is what it was for the last couple of years, so
Yeah,
that's,
that was not good.
that's good news.
Some of these numbers on this column are not the same as what's in the town report.
That's the same sheet.
Well, as far as I'm seeing,
Yeah.
balance of 2023, we have 90,000. No, down this line. That isn't, because that numbers are the same. 90, 50. And then 120. Well, this one, let's see that. That balance dates, those should be the same. It's supposed to be 24. We should have balance of 6/30/24.
Change this, it's in this column. We're just gonna change it. The bureau is the only thing we have added because it was purchased.
So is this supposed to be 23 or 24?
I don't know if you're looking at the one that's published in this, but they handed out
A different
this one. So this is the one that the town voted on,
Okay.
that was handed out, not the one that's actually published. It's only slightly different, I think. But this is the one that got handed out,
Yeah, that's probably.
Okay,
and that's where I got these other numbers from. I may have an extra copy.
Okay.
Here's what was handed out at town meeting.
Yeah, that's in another file that I have.
Here's
I
that.
didn't bring it.
That's what was handed out. So
it's
that's the
still
one we
that.
voted on at town meeting.
It's still that 1,889, 161. But this is actually what is in the town report. The
Right.
6/30/23 balance. So why don't we have a 6/30/24 balance? Because that fell just a year ago. That's 7 months ago, that. This is, that's different.
And we have one spreadsheet, so it's not like I need any changes except for over here and just down here.
But money was put in 23-24. But we don't have balances on here for the budget year that ended 23-24. That has 23. These are balances that are old.
Yes. I was looking at the past figures. I was only working on the present stuff. We can hold off on it.
Should we give you some time to figure it out?
Yeah, 'cause I only made the changes to those few things in the notes. So I'll have to look and see, the equation at the bottom is different. Because that doesn't make any sense.
No, and
Good catch.
that's an old balance. We should have balances for the fiscal year that ended 7 months ago.
Mm-hmm. What she gave you, does it have a balance in it? Or does it not have a balance in it?
No, it's the same as is in the town report.
Right.
But that should be updated, you see what I'm saying? We put money in
Right.
24, for 23, 24, money was put in,
And that's incorrect.
so there should be a,
I'll have to go back and look at that.
so the
That's from
balance
last
should
year.
be as of June 24.
I'll have to pull the report on that.
You can keep that, that's not.
I have it upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that should have been updated last year. Although we were looking forward, we were looking at the
Well,
current year.
this would be right for what we voted on because that year had ended, but now
Right.
we've ended another year.
Exactly. I think we'll have to double check everything. See why that figure was missing.
Can you get that information or
Oh,
would we
yeah.
have to get that information from?
Information's in the reports. So it's just a matter of going back and
Putting money in for,
Backtracking to what we approved and stuff.
going back to all the old financial reports to put in old information.
I just
Yeah, that should have been in there
think that
last year.
somebody else may ask that question.
Absolutely.
Should be.
So we're going to dig into this and figure it out.
Yes. Go back to the old reports and total information.
All right, budgets. Wake up, Cindy, rock budgets.
Okay,
I'm sleeping.
here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what do we need to?
Shelley, we used to finalize, does this look like the finalized?
It's the big one.
It's the large one that I printed off.
Ah, okay.
Were you looking at this one?
Yes. That was from last week.
Okay, so town clerk's office.
I think the biggest decision is gonna be to the listers,
Right.
the choice between the two.
Has anybody taken out a petition for the lister?
I'm not aware. I've not heard anything.
I know Tim put out an announcement,
looking for.
that sounded pretty desperate looking, so I don't believe so.
Yes. Yes, it did.
I don't know. I thought we might have had somebody at one point, but I don't think anyone's taken any pictures of
Are you talking for Carol's spot?
or part-time. They go with the contracted assessor, and we'll probably still need to have a couple of folks to pitch in.
Is that, so, does the town have to vote on whether we go with the contractor?
Yes.
Yes.
And is that something that's gonna be voted on separate, or is it just gonna be part of the budget? If we pass the budget, then it's an automatic thing?
It's gonna be an article.
Yeah,
It has to be a separate
It's
article,
gonna have to be an article.
because we're basically getting rid of one of the lister positions,
Correct.
so we have to
The
vote
listers
on that.
vote and then don't vote to get rid of the listers, they have listers.
So they have to decide whether or not they wanna do an article. Or just go with the traditional lister's budget. But they're only gonna have 3 part-time.
Well, that's, I think, what we have now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's
think
gonna be
we-
the same.
I think my husband said there's 40 hours total for all 3 listers.
Total, yeah. And then,
So there's 3 of them, so that's all part-time, just.
I think she was gonna break it down different, because then nobody would be getting benefits, I think is what she was saying. She didn't have any benefits in their budget. So I don't know if she was gonna break it up different.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know with all the changes.
Yeah, but if you're getting 40 hours a week now, then
Right.
you
I
need
mean, it comes
32
up the same.
for,
Right.
Right.
Well, I don't think anyone gets.
even 40 divided by,
32.
Well,
That's
that
what
was
I'm saying.
that was the concern I had.
My husband gets 10, I think Bill gets 5, and then the rest are Carol, and I don't think that adds up to
so over
a
32.
full-time, so
No, she
there
was
wouldn't,
grandfathered.
she's
there wouldn't
grandfathered.
be
Yeah. I don't know what her thoughts were, but I noticed
So
that
you're always getting bumped
she
up,
definitely
Full benefits,
didn't
because
need
it was
any
27
benefits put in
hours
there,
then.
'cause I was
Okay.
questioning that. She's gonna
Well,
be-
if 25 hours doesn't
Yeah.
get benefits, then
No,
yeah,
it
there
doesn't
wouldn't be.
constitute,
Right, it'd be pretty hard,
yeah,
plus one person took almost all the time.
exactly. Well, that's why I don't know if she's gonna break it out, but maybe have the two very different budgets.
I guess it depends on the people that are in there. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
So we will know by Tuesday, or maybe Monday.
Monday.
Because Monday they have to bring in the, is it,
By
for
5
the-
o'clock,
yeah.
I have no idea if anyone's done the Lister thing.
No,
I have no idea. No one has mentioned it to my husband if they were planning on running, so.
yeah, I know he said he thought of a couple of people, but nobody seemed serious enough. Unfortunately. It's a lot to learn.
So regardless, we still need to have a backup plan, which is the contracted assessor.
If we have 3 people, if we have a person running.
Yep.
Then we just go with our budget. But if we don't, well, then the board can appoint a lister.
Correct.
Jeff, I'd like to be appointed a lister.
I served for 2 weeks as a Lister one.
I know, you got experience.
You're
I'd rather not
experienced.
do it for longer than 2 weeks at a time.
Your dad did.
Come on.
Get to hang out with my husband.
He's got a cute dog. So what do you want to do? We have to decide what we want to do.
Purple won't work, will it?
It's a much nicer figure. It's only $44,261
That's the mileage.
as opposed to $75,032.
Maybe it's plan A, plan B, right? I mean,
Change, get the town meeting and we'll know by that, right? So, somebody can change
Right.
at the meeting. Put something in now and change it.
and maybe we just put A in now, and if we need to go to B, the contracted assessor, we make
Because we can adjust the
that's an adjustment
budget
at
at the meeting.
the meeting.
Yes, it'll be all based on whether or not somebody runs for the position,
Yeah,
Or whether we want to appoint.
or we
Don't we
appoint
have to
somebody.
present 2 budgets if the town has to vote about whether we're gonna have?
If they're
well,
going
someone
to,
should make a motion from the floor, right?
yeah, but if they're going to vote whether we're going to keep them, that would have to be one article. What is your husband's feeling on that?
What?
Keeping the listers or going with the state?
He feels, one, that he doesn't want to do Carol's job, so he worries that if there isn't anyone else, he's gonna be doing it all. But he also feels like someone that's more experienced and because Carol's been doing it a long time, so she knows what she's doing. And he worries that someone else, even himself, isn't, as well knowledgeable, and that having someone experienced like the contractor is, it would be beneficial. That's his feeling.
And he's comfortable working with a contractor.
Ouch. He's worked with all kinds of personalities in his time, so yeah, he's fine with whatever. Yeah, so that's his feeling. So. But it's really up to the voters, I suppose.
Once you get rid of them, you can go back very well.
So, but under the contracted assessor budget, there is a lister salary.
Because there still has to be some listers, there still has to be people in town
In the
for a
office.
small amount of time.
That's-
So like my husband and someone else we'd still need to have 2 listers.
Well, that's what I'm thinking,
But
so
it's just a few hours.
It's just a point,
it doesn't get eliminated. It can't be eliminated.
right?
Okay,
It's really
because
only
that's, I was
eliminated
hearing like
one.
I
a
haven't-
couple different things.
I haven't heard that.
Okay.
I think we have to have 3 people. And one could be, I guess, a contractor.
Okay.
That's how I understand it. I
Okay,
don't know
that
the
makes
rules
sense.
other than what my husband has told me.
So regardless, we need one more.
Yeah.
So either the
Taxpayer.
contractor or
Right.
someone needs to step up and be the lister. It's not gonna be me.
Say Bill and
Dave's
Carol
been
did
pretty
it
quiet back
together
there.
for years.
I figured Jim would jump right up.
We could appoint him. We've appointed him before to
I
things.
appoint Jim Pinkerton.
No, you can't, he's a selectman.
I knew I
That's
shouldn't have woke
incompatible.
him up.
You're lucky that's an incompatible office.
Yes.
Oh, you're off the hook.
I mean, I suppose I could ask my husband to try harder at enlisting someone to work with him.
So there'd have to still be two in town
Yeah.
and then in the contract.
But it would be minimal hours.
Yeah.
But as a taxpayer, looking at 44,000 as opposed to 75,000.
Yeah.
But if nobody in this community wants to do the job,
We can apply from outside the community, can't we?
then they will have to pay the price.
For an elected position, can we
Not-
have someone not in the community? I don't
It
think
wouldn't be
so.
elected, it'd be
I think
appointed,
so.
I'm just wondering. Because you can appoint an out-of-state, out-of-earth town assistant treasurer, assistant town clerk. They don't have to be a town.
No, not
Well,
the
the assistant's
assistants.
a paid position, it's not an elected position.
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, I think if we choose to have an elected third lister, it has to be someone from the community, we can't appoint outside the
It's
community.
somebody, 2,200 people.
It's gonna be someone that wants a few extra bucks,
But who cares enough about
Apparently
the
not.
town?
right?
Well, would, I mean, obviously. Well, I was gonna say, yeah. Yeah, the contracted assessor, I mean, the workload is obviously less for that extra person. Versus,
Can we go with the contractor figure, and then if nobody runs, just appoint somebody? You know, with their, you know,
What is the law on the contracted assessor? That doesn't have to be a resident, does it?
Not if we, I think if we vote to make it not a voted position, I think the rule is just if it's an elected position, it has to be in the community.
Yeah.
If we
Right.
vote to get rid of the elected position, then we
Yes.
can hire anybody we want, I guess.
mm,
I think, I don't know, I'm not saying that I'm an expert on the law, but I think that's how it works.
yeah, because, I mean, obviously the contractor we met with does this for other towns, so.
We had a discussion. Who was the guy that Carol uses all the time? Susan. I don't remember his name.
The utility?
No,
No.
not Skip.
Oh,
We used someone for helping do the assessing.
So now I'm hearing you can vote to eliminate the Leicester office,
I think that's the only way you can get rid of an elected position.
so you can. Okay, I thought.
I feel like
completely.
I think
Yeah.
if the people say we're okay with it not being an elected position, I think that's the only way we can get rid of it.
How up to date are these statutes?
they're pretty up to date for the basics.
These,
Yeah. Grab title
There's-
John.
I see 1989, that's the year I was born.
Probably up to date for Vermont.
What one do you want, Sandy?
24, I think.
Yeah,
Title
it should be
24?
under 24, primarily under 24.
That's 1992,
That's okay. Yeah, they do
of Title
supplements all
24.
the time.
We have a 2000 supplement.
2 to 4 times a year, they
Oh.
do the supplements of all the changes. Yeah, I just go online because it's always updated.
guess we're at 17. Oh, that's not good.
So it would be 17, 2651C,
Which one?
2651C. Town may vote by ballot at an annual meeting to eliminate the office of listers.
Okay.
So they can be eliminated, okay.
Do you have to eliminate the whole office, or can you eliminate part of it?
It's all or nothing.
I
I would
can't,
think, it would be all or nothing.
because you would have to have 3 if you were gonna have an office.
So they're gonna be, so that would essentially eliminate my husband and Bill. If we vote for a contractor, is that what that means?
Oh, I mean, the contractor in our meeting said, you know, she's still expecting some help from the listers in town. That's part of the deal, that's part of the
She
price.
must know that other towns have listers then,
Yes,
so there must
She
be a way
works
to be able to,
that's what she does.
or do you still have to have 3 even if you do a contractor?
No,
Makes
I
sense to
think-
get some
I think you
clarification
can
up
get away
for,
with just
for
2,
Monday.
because they're just
Yeah.
assisting, she's.
Yep.
Maybe think of percentages.
So she can be the third one, you can contract out the third one.
Absolutely.
That's what I was trying to figure out, like, do you have to like get rid of the whole office and go with a contractor, or can
No.
you split it up?
Split it.
And have it partially elected, partially contracted?
I'd be really surprised.
No, that's what she was saying that she.
That's what she was saying she
That's
does.
That's what she does.
In the Zoom meeting.
That they still have listers?
Mm-hmm.
They probably have a board of
That's how my
listers.
husband understands it as well, is that she was expecting
A board
there to
of
be listers here to help with the, like, the,
Mm-hmm.
to be here
Yeah.
in town, so.
Okay.
Part-time to
Maybe get some clarification from her. I mean, she would probably know
I bet she does.
some kind of
Chapter
clarification
and
from her
verse.
from Monday.
Yeah, I had submitted the paperwork that she had given to you and put it in, you should have a copy in your budget binders along with the budget that Carol had presented. She had a written letter. I have to my binder, because I just brought my budget. Just the.
To eliminate the office of a lister
Okay, here we go.
or change the office from appointed position.
What
I think what comes after this is
It's under
23.
Oh, yeah. Here's what you're telling me.
Maybe we need to reach out to the LCT on that if we only have 2, and you need to appoint the contractor. We can do.
So she doesn't care whether the help she has is voted or appointed.
Well, the other thing, does the help that she have need to be a lister? Or can it be a assistant? You know, can it be called an assistant administrator that, but
They
who
would-
specifically works with listers, you know, with her, you know, if-
They'd have to have the education, they'd have to learn the ins and outs, like current use, it's not something that you can learn quickly, there's a lot to it, there's a lot of caveats. And, you know, depending on what they're doing, if they're just going out and helping with measuring and that sort of thing, it might be
Yeah.
a bit less to learn. But having, and the assessing department, it's a lot for somebody to take on, especially on a part-time basis.
Answer that better.
You're only gonna be here for like 10 hours, it's a lot.
I bet you she could give us a good answer.
yeah, I know, really good.
So. There would still need to be a lister board to sign off on the grand list unless the town voted to eliminate the board of listers.
That's I understood it. But can you have a mix of appointed?
I would reach out to her and I would reach out to the LCT.
I'm gonna reach out to the LCT tomorrow on that. It can be mixed.
Bring your sandwiches for lunch. I just have to be out of here by 3 to get my grandson. We appointed Wendy Shumway to the library in November. Aren't you impressed?
That's awesome. It's hard work there.
But I'm trying to realize, but
So it's not specifically related to the budget, but I'm curious where our investments are at. And if we have a report for that for town meeting.
yes.
So that'd probably be a Cindy question.
Cindy, we have a question for you.
And the question would be,
Just curious on our investments, if we know where they're at, since we've swapped to M&T, and if we'll have those for the town report.
yes, I've already provided those reports to the town administrator and the chair to go in for the town report. So they already have those reports available.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Or are you looking for more like overall, like quarterly, like what's up, what's down? Like we got a couple of times from Edward Jones, that kind of report.
Cindy, did they send you anything like quarterly or just, kind of status of where we're at, or how does that work?
They send something at the end of the year. I have not received anything yet for the end of the year. However, the book goes through June, and that is up to date as of June 30th. So
Okay.
the reports that I provided for the book are current and up to date.
Good.
As far as the cutoff date for the book.
Yeah.
I wasn't clear on what kind of report you were referring to.
No, I just want to make sure we're good for
Yeah.
the town report.
We took
I get volunteered for stuff, but don't get the books when you get a second. I could use one of these.
She gave it to us.
I gave one to everybody.
Oh, okay. Somebody got mine then?
You might have taken it home.
Oh,
So,
I'll check.
Alright, so we'll deal with that on Monday too.
are you waiting on anything, Shelley, for the town report or for information from anyone for
The school portion,
the fiscal portion?
School.
the school
Oh, the
fiscal
school
portion.
portion. Okay.
Yes, the second
Okay.
half, yeah.
All right,
Yeah, they're gonna get that to me Monday.
okay.
Yeah, I've already talked to the school on that.
Now she-
They're always a different deadline.
Okay, then I guess we'll move on to your admin report.
You didn't have any more questions or any more information that you budgets?
Cindy, are you around on Monday morning?
Am I around on Monday morning? Am I around on Monday morning? Yes, I believe I am. What time?
We're gonna meet at 10:30. I don't know if we're gonna meet at 10:30.
Can we meet via Zoom again?
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes, I can do that.
Great, thank you.
Okay. So the town hall lighting upgrades are 50%, 80% completed. New phones were installed this morning, as well as a new switch doubling our bandwidth. The wheelchair lift was removed last week and its replacement will be installed in a month. Our highway crew will be adapting the stair railing currently in place to meet code and fit the new wheelchair lift space. J. King Electric will be installing the shutoff switch before the new wheelchair lift is installed. And I'll have more information on the state mandated code of ethics and conflict of interest training and reporting implementation process for the next meeting. And I've also given everybody a copy of the select board annual report to review. And if everyone's okay with that, to sign it. And an email of the draft copy of the annual report will be sent either tomorrow or Thursday.
Okay, our next meeting will be Monday morning at 10:30. And then the next regular meeting will be February 4th at 6:30. Everybody okay with the select board report? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
David?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Okay, we're going to go in place to sign the.
Hey,
Concur.
Dave.
Dave.